You ever wonder how, like, for a year, everyone will obsess about something and then will completely forget about it in maybe 2 years or even a year or even a month? Well, so have I. So, I've done some research into this and I think I've cracked the code. So, sit back and relax and enjoy a bowl of macaroni, and you'll see why I mentioned that in a bit. The cycle of cool things becoming uncool has its roots in insecurity of wealthy individuals who, consciously or unconsciously, seek out unique, rare, or exotic concepts. They incorporate these ideas into their identity, reveling in their newfound obsession. Meanwhile, those who are less privileged, feeling unfulfilled and often envious, take these concepts into their own hands, sometimes in defiance of the wealthy. They integrate them into their own impoverished culture, creating a different iteration or an unchanged concept with a twist, yet essentially being the same thing. Over time, whether due to overexposure or sheer boredom, the wealthy side moves on and declares the once obsessed over thing as uncool.
Hey, get off that horse. Let's train it to run fast in a circle, and then put our money on which one we think will win.
Aw, great. Now I get to use this wallet I've been carrying the whole time.
And then that generation moves on and just forgets about the whole thing entirely. So, now associated with the poor, it sparks a whole new generation of individuals who can relate to it and embrace it in that particular concept. Insecurity is something both the rich and poor share, but beyond that, their experiences differ greatly, with relatability being a significant factor. In an attempt to appear more relatable, the rich often joke amongst themselves about what they formerly deemed uncool using social media. This completes the cycle as the rich take the thing they once dismissed and make it popular again. And this usually is where the poor get deterred by it again. And then the cycle starts all over again, because now that the rich were feeling left out, they tapped into that exotic concept because it was uncool, but then it started to become cool again because no one did it. So to them it seemed exotic in their space, even though poor people were doing it way before them, if that makes sense. However, this cycle is not infinite. As time goes on, the cycle shape becomes smaller and smaller as every round completes, until it resembles a tiny floating dust particle. Then a new cycle emerges, and the process starts anew, with new ideas replacing the old ones. And since I've been vague, let me give you a perfect example of all this. And that's macaroni and cheese. Or just macaroni in general. Macaroni, surprisingly enough, had a time where it was associated with the rich and fashionable. In the 18th century, there emerged a subculture of young men known as macaroni or dandies. These individuals embrace a flamboyant fashion and indulge in extravagant lifestyles. The term macaroni became synonymous with these dandies, and it symbolized sophistication and high-class taste. It believed that their association with macaroni stemmed from the penchant for Italian-inspired fashion and cuisine, including the consumption of macaroni dishes, which at the time, to non-Italians, was exotic and new. However, as taste evolved, the macaroni subculture faded away, and the term itself took a different connotation, becoming synonymous with outdated and pretentious, thus losing all of its value. And when things lose value, they become cheap, and then that's when the poor come in. Now macaroni being viewed as just a sort of cheap, valueless thing, it was then packaged and then put in the boxes, dried, and then marketed to impoverished families that just need a quick meal, like Hamburger Helper and Kraft macaroni and cheese. And then it became synonymous with poor foods. It provided a fill-in economical meal option, especially during times when resources were scarce. So in a lot of poor areas, a lot of restaurants, like soul food restaurants, would incorporate macaroni into their menus. And once those started to get popular, then the rich caught wind of this, and then this is where the other half of the cycle comes in. So as wealthy individuals sought out unique and innovative flavors, Macaroni then transformed into a trendy gourmet dish. But with all trends, the allure of macaroni eventually waned for the wealthy, declaring it uncool again. And so, it found its way back to its roots, cherished once again by the ones who embrace it, originally for its simplicity and affordability. So essentially that's it. Now you know my little cycle. I don't know how I'm gonna sort of make a graphic out of it, but I'll try my best. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for tuning into this.